Motherfucker be for you. This is about a film that I can't wait for it to come out. Actually, the thing is, I feel like I've been talking about it for years. This is literally a film that the entire nation, and I said this some time back also. I said, अगर एक picture पूरी India को capture कर सकती है, that is this film. So congratulations to Neeraj Pandey for already some millions of crores that has already been made in the film, sir. Congratulations, I say in advance because I say that everybody who's seen the film has said, wow. And Sushant Singh Rajput, 50,000 और फिल्में आपकी साइन हो गई इसके साथ में सर congratulations आपकी भी. Kiara, thank you so much for joining me. And Disha, thank you so much for joining me. This really is, whatever praise I say for this film is very heartfelt, but before that, you are the man. 2015 belonged to you. The film of the year for me was Baby. Forget about how much money it made. I couldn't even find a single, forget about fault, as a normal audience when you're watching it, or Special Chabbis. There is another level to which your screenplays and your stories stay together. Whenever Akshay sir and me meet, we have a 10-minute discussion about you. कि आज क्या कर रहे हैं कैसे यार वो ऐसे बैठ जाता है ऐसा करता है. It is unbelievable, you know.
Even I'm finding it unbelievable.
A remarkable in an industry that is so sometimes star driven. You have made your stories a star. I always tell him this. Whenever I see a Neeraj Pandey film, I don't see the star. I see the story, which is a really big deal for a director. So thank you so much for giving us all that stuff.
Thanks so much.
But a lot of it goes into it. So screenplay भी आप करते हैं, story भी आप करते हैं, direction भी आप करते हैं, editing obviously आप करते हैं, interviews भी आप देते हैं. So you have a very busy life.
Interviews, I'm forced on this one.
but it's good. So tell me the whole process. 2015 was a breakthrough year for you as well, you know, as far as cinema was concerned.
No, unfortunately I don't look at it that way, that it was a breakthrough year for me. It was obviously the year in which Baby released. You said it actually, the stories are the real heroes actually. The script is the real hero.
But directors can get scared to do that sometimes, you know, you might not get the multiple numbers. Of box office numbers sometimes.
So if you're driven by that, obviously you can be. Fortunately, unfortunately, I'm not driven by that. I'm driven more by the stories that I need to say. MS is again a unique story, in my opinion. That's what got us excited in the first place. It's not about the numbers. Numbers to, matlab abhi now you see a visual of it and then you start thinking about that, right?
Correct.
But essentially for all of us, it was the story in the first place, as to what's exciting about it, what's unique about it. And I mean, yeah, that's where it
You got the numbers this year. Rustam has beaten everyone so far also.
Again, we're not looking at numbers.
I know you're not looking at it, but it stacks up. You know, it looks very nice on IMDb as a, you know, if you look at the list of films that are there.
Yeah, but it allows us to make another film.
Yeah.
And that's the biggest thing that you can get from this numbers thing that you're talking about. It gives us room enough to, you know, explore a new genre, explore a new story. So that's a huge pat on the back. And we would like this to keep happening all the time.
He's a very humble man, let me just tell you that much. If you've seen the kind of films that I'm talking about, half the films in India don't require a script to become a hit. His films actually have a very large script and screenplay. So I have to say, sir, congratulations again on all the success. Thank you so much for giving us the kind of cinema. Trust me, I have to watch 3 films a week. And when I see a great film, I go like, wow, yaar, yahan to sab kuch acha hai yaar.
Thank you.
But Sushant, ye bahut hi... So Sushant, of course, you know, we all love to romanticize his journey from wherever he's come from and wherever he's reached. But you don't know this. He used to come and play cricket with us also. तुम्हारी journey तो काय पोचे में भी bowling के साथ हुई थी. यहाँ तुम batting भी कर रहे हो. We used to play a cricket tournament every day, you know. This it was a box cricket league, let's put it this way. So Sushant would come and be bowling over there, very fast bowler, and we used to want to hit him everywhere. So he's a very dedicated sportsman anyway. So I have to say, तुम जिम में भी मुझे जब दिखते थे तो मैं देखकर ही टेंशन में आ जाता था. इतना ज़्यादा मूवमेंट हो रहा है. Everything all over the place, bro. I was saying he's going to kick someone for sure, man. थोड़ा दूर रह जाओ. Sushant was always sweating. मैंने कहा यार AC कम चल रहा है कि मेरी तो sweating नहीं कर रही है. Have you always worked so hard for everything?
Obviously. जब मैं पढ़ाई कर रहा था तो इतनी मेहनत नहीं करता.
बट पिछले 3 सालों में तुमने बहुत मेहनत करी है, क्योंकि हर कोई बोलता था यार पिक्चर तो कोई आ नहीं रही है, रोज इसकी खबरें पढ़ते रहते हैं लेकिन पिक्चर तो कोई आ नहीं रही. बट आई वाज एक्चुअली unknowingly part of the entire process where you were developing your physique, your game, lots of things, you know. So तुम्हारा background homework बहुत ज्यादा रहा है.
क्यों वही वाली बात है कि अगर आपको कोई काम करने में बड़ा अच्छा लगता है तो आपके पॉइंट ऑफ व्यू से वो हार्ड वर्क होता नहीं है. वही करना चाहते हो तो वही करते रहते हो. पिछले 2 साल में ज़्यादा फिल्में नहीं आई. पिछले साल फेब में एक ब्योमकेश बख्शी आई थी,
which I really liked also.
जी
मुझे बहुत पसंद आई थी. देखो मेरे को ना बॉक्स ऑफिस नंबर से हर बारी इंटरेस्ट इतना ज़्यादा नहीं रहता है, और मुझे लगता है कि उस पिक्चर की वजह से एक आदमी का करियर भी बन गया, नीरज कवि का. and now he's going to be doing a lot of work also. So, like I say, in a film, a lot of things actually come out of it. Yeah.
तो वही मैं बोल रहा हूँ, एक फिर मैं पानी के लिए प्रिपरेशन कर रहा था जो अनफॉर्चुनेटली अभी तक फ्लोर पे गई नहीं है। तो आपने कोई फिल्म नहीं देखी, लेकिन मैं उस पर काम कर रहा था। फिर जब मुझे पता चला कि अच्छा MS पे काम करना है, तो ऑब्वियसली एक सेट ऑफ स्किल्स है जिसको डेवलप करना है,
जिसपे पूरी दुनिया पे क्रिटिक कर पाएगी।
हाँ।
अच्छा, सचिन जब खराब शॉट मारता है, इसको खेलना ही नहीं आता।
इसको ऐसे खेलना चाहिए था। ये वाली
So in the promo, you've got the shots very well also. एक मैंने ना एक और प्रोमो भी देखा है, इस आदमी का ट्रांसफॉर्मेशन, जहां पे किरण मोरे साहब ने बोला, ये लड़का, this boy that you see over here, can play on, in his words, I quote him, any Ranji Trophy team and go out there and score 100. So I have to commend you on that also. We saw the transformation. You really started to hit the ball like a maniac, यार. Did you think about क्या मैं थोड़ा पहले किया होता ये पिक्चर तो आज मैं इंडिया यार।
नहीं ऐसा नहीं लगा, लेकिन ये जो अंदर रह गया था मेरे, क्योंकि कभी मैं स्कूल टीम के लिए भी सेलेक्ट नहीं हुआ और हाउस टीम के लिए भी
अब हंस के जा रहे होगे सर, मेरी गेम देखो।
हाँ, और ना तो मुझे कभी कोई बैट अच्छा मिल जाए तो बड़ी खुशी होती थी। यहाँ पे मेरे पास एक किट था जो MS का किट था, और मेरे कोच जो थे वो किरण मोरे सर थे, और एक एनालिस्ट था जो मुझे अच्छे से बता रहा था कि कौन से शॉट किस तरीके से खेलने चाहिए।
अच्छा, यू हैड दैट कंप्यूटर में सारी एनालिसिस जो हो रही थी। अरे वाह।
उनको शुरू के 3-4 महीने के फाउंडेशन के बाद वो जो जैसे हेलीकॉप्टर शॉट हो गया या पुश जो होता है कवर ड्राइव जो MS बड़ा अच्छा खेलते हैं, वो सारी चीज फ्रेम वाइज और पूरा एकदम।
बट दैट मस्ट बी वेरी डिफिकल्ट ना। एक बार तो गेम को सीखना पड़े, मेक इट लाइक धोनीज गेम व्हिच इज वेरी अनकन्वेंशनल। इट्स नॉट राहुल द्रविड्स गेम, यू नो, व्हिच इज वेरी कॉपी बुक स्टाइल। धोनी का गेम बहुत अनकन्वेंशनल है।
वंस यू स्टार्ट डूइंग इट अगेन एंड अगेन, जैसे एक बार अगर हमने डिसाइड कर लिया कि चलो अगले 2 दिन तक हम हेलीकॉप्टर शॉट मारने वाले हैं, तो किरण मोरे सर एक स्पॉट को फिक्स करके वहाँ पे बॉलिंग मशीन में आप 200-300 बॉल वहीं गिर रहे हैं, तो आप बार बार खेल रहे हो, तो फिर वो एक बार मसल मेमोरी।
वाओ मैन, डूड, ऐसी पिक्चर करनी है सर। आपको और लोग नहीं चाहिए थे क्या? हम लोग बस आके क्रिकेट सीख जाते सर, फ्री में कोचिंग मिल जाती है। इट्स वेरी एक्सपेंसिव दिस काइंड ऑफ कोचिंग।
That's the reason he enjoyed it, because there was some unfinished dream of playing cricket, and he's getting paid for it as well.
Yeah, I know.
So I mean,
Not only his. 1 billion Indians have that unfinished dream of this kind of coaching.
Exactly. In all our heads, we are the complete cricketer.
Kiara and Disha, thanks so much for joining us on the show. I hadn't introduced you as yet because all I could think about was that cricket, and you know, we're cricket obsessed. See, I'm one of those failed cricketers, let's put it this way. In our mind, we had already become Shoaib Akhtar and Sachin. But on the cricket pitch, it was slightly different. So, I heard somewhere earlier, cricket is of very too over interest to you, is it? Yeah. But that's fine. Most people don't like it. I'm a historian, I love watching.
I'm not saying I don't like it. I said
you'll be forced to like it, darling, living in India. But otherwise, being part of this big biopic, this was going to be watched by every single person.
Yeah.
Like literally every single person in Lucknow का 5th गांव also. अरे धोनी पिक्चर आ रही है, चलो देखने चलते हैं. Did that make you nervous?
I never thought about it. I met Neeraj sir, and I believe in him. I got my part, and it really excited. Like, this is something that I want to do. I didn't know the script. I didn't know how big it's going to be or how it's going to be done. I didn't think about the commercial value of the film. I thought about my part, and while I'm choosing a film, the thing is like it should excite you. It should make you like, this is something I want to do and I'm going to work hard for it, because you really have to work hard. So if you're going to think about the numbers again and think about how big it's going to be for you, or it's going to be a small launch for you, you can't do it because you
won't.
This
is a very big launch. Don't worry about that.
Yeah, because I need to convince people that I'm playing this part. Yeah. This is the girl that you're looking for, and you should feel it because it's a very emotional part of the film. So if I can't do it, it doesn't matter even if the film does well and people can connect to your character. So I think this is something which excites me and gives me a drive to do it, not the.
Yeah, you know, that eventually does come. Like I said, I read 17,000 articles about all other things that were happening. You're a brilliant dancer, more films coming in. A lot of people don't get that after their film. Yours has happened way before the film also, you know, so everyone wants to know, who is this girl?
Because I never thought of having a launch and then deciding my life. Yeah. Whatever I got, I like dancing. I got a video where I had to dance. I was like, why not?
And you're a brilliant dancer.
You like it?
Yes,
I'm
absolutely.
Still trying, thank you.
Oh, please don't say that. He's saying, at least he's admitted now I've become a good cricketer.
No, I'm still trying.
But you're a superb dancer.
Thank you.
When you met the girls, Kiara over here, was it a tough choice? This one's actually, because see, we know this person. Okay, yeah. We've seen her in the stands. We've seen Sakshi. We think how she looks. My nose ring nahi hai. Sakshi has a nose ring. So you know what I'm saying is, a lot of people are going to say, this person I know, and in India you know how it is. I know this person from the time she was born. So was this a tough casting?
Not at all. And we never, that would be falling into a trap, you
Yeah.
know, trying to get that zone ki haan, there should be a similar looking person or that person would be talking in that similar manner and all that. No, that was never the approach for this biopic. We all know that it's a film. Okay, it's supposed to chronicle his life from a certain point, from the day that he was born to the 2011 World Cup. And we walked into it with the feeling that let's stay with the broad strokes more in place rather than, you know, getting into that prosthetics and, you know, let's his cheekbone down. That was a conscious call. We did think about it at one point of time, but then quickly dispelled that thought. That no, there's no fun over there. That's the wrong route to take.
Plus, it would have taken another 5 years to make them.
Not only that,
every
not,
single
not,
shot,
not
it would
only,
take forever.
it won't be right in my opinion.
Yeah.
That won't be the right route in my opinion, considering the fact that it's still very active
Yeah.
and still playing. If you were to do it, let's say like 20 years down the line, maybe that would be a good call. But in present situation, it would be a very wrong call in my opinion. I saw their auditions to begin with. I had not met them. First I saw their auditions and it was basis their auditions that they were on film.
Sushant, were you scared? You know, you're a very confident person. Like you say, कि यार वो 200 बार ball वहाँ पे डाल दी and I kept hitting the ball. You don't get bored or what? Even in the gym, the same exercise you're doing every day.
Yeah.
You don't get bored. Why or how?
I don't know because there's nothing else that I want to think or I can think. Even if I force myself to think about something else,
Yeah.
I would come back to this. So thankfully, I was in my right senses when I was in my college,
Yeah.
and I decided that this is not the way to go. This is something that excites me because for the first 19 years of my life, I couldn't talk, I couldn't express myself, and I was just into studies. And then here I am dancing and communicating to strangers and getting to know that I could affect them without even saying anything. That felt like a wind. That felt like, oh, this is something that I wanted to do all my life.
And then the world said, "Wow, itna what? Changa ladka hai." The fame happened very quickly with you, and then you left it, and then you went into cinema, and then you got it again there. So big risks you take in life, yeah.
Yeah, and I think if we plan everything according to that, okay, this is where I want to be, or these are my goals, or fame and money. I'm not saying if you give me, I mean, like fame and money, I'll keep it.
You better.
But yeah, but they don't keep me up for 10 more minutes in the night. If I don't know how to, if I'm figuring out something that I'm supposed to do tomorrow, it will keep me up. So that is why I work, and if you do it again and again, you end up being good at it and you get paid.
Repetition, always, always. Remember, you become perfect only with repetition, and that's a classic example of that. You meet this boy for the first time, you've got this big film, okay? Big shoes to fill, but it doesn't matter. But because, like I said, it's a story. So, were you jumping? I want to know the truth. Are you like, okay, you get this call and you get the role. Are you screaming and shouting and telling 70 people, or was there a contract that you can't open your mouth?
I couldn't open my mouth. No, but
It's not fair.
I was screaming, jumping, and shouting in my room. But I think more than anything, it's just not just being a part of this film, but somehow you feel connected with the story now that you're getting to be a part of a story that's being told to the world.
Yeah.
And yeah, that was very exciting, and that is something I'm realizing now more so than.
Yeah, you know,
Yeah.
I don't want me to scare you, but everyone's going to judge you all on the first day only. Sab wahan pahunch jayenge. I say this, sport is the only thing that can beat Bollywood in this country.
Right.
And this for me is sport, this is not Bollywood. And that's the reason why everyone is going to watch this like religiously, you know, how they want to watch it. The interaction with this boy, you know, he's very dedicated, very, very perfect in a number of ways and always ready to learn. So you walk in there, you've got two perfectionists in there. One who comes with everything ready, the other one who's also come with everything ready. So were you also like sitting
Ready?
and, yeah?
How have I done that? So yeah, I had
The first day when you meet Sushant Singh Rajput.
I remember
Workshops
my
or no?
screen test was with Sushant.
Yeah.
So yeah, he came in with his long hair. He was very quiet that day.
Yeah.
We did the test, and that was about it.
He's very quiet.
He was very quiet. He was very
Because he wasn't sure if you're going to be part of the film.
yeah. And then of course there was this big difference once we got on set because
Yeah.
I don't know, I think it happened very organically. We didn't have to try to make an effort to find a topic to talk or anything like that. It just happened
And he was a senior actor, no? So was he?
yeah,
well,
he's taught me. No, he's in fact he does, and he's very comfortable in his space, and he lets you be comfortable. He lets you react organically off him. He also reacts to what you do, and I think as an actor you got to do that.
Yeah, it's reaction and action. Yeah, yeah,
Absolutely. So there was no. I was not like, oh my god,
No, it's cool. But I have to ask you, Neeraj sir, you have a fight director, you have a dance director, you obviously had a sports director on set over here. When he was hitting the shots, did he have to do a lot of retakes to get it right?
You're talking about the sports choreography?
Yeah, the sports choreography that he did.
He was amazing to work with on this film. In fact, we owe a lot to him on this film. And constantly monitoring how he's playing and whether we are getting it right on camera and stuff.
Sports coaches have a habit of being very, very harsh. बेटा जो तुम्हें बोल रहे हैं ना चुपचाप वही शॉट मारो यहाँ पे अपनी क्रिएटिविटी नहीं दिखानी है तो ऐसा था कि बेचारे सुशांत के साथ
नहीं सुशांत के साथ ये बिल्कुल नहीं था क्योंकि MS is himself not a very orthodox traditional cricketer. He's completely natural and I think the biggest thing that Sushant and Mr. More sir drove him to that was to first learn the game properly. So that once you know the game properly, then you can dismantle it at any point of time. He didn't straight away go for the
MS Dhoni style.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So that's where he got his basics right, and that gave him room to sort of
So is the IPL on the cards?
I watch it all the time.
Now you should play it also. मुझे लगता है इस पिक्चर के बाद लोग बोलेंगे बेटा आ जाओ एक बार ट्रायल्स तो कर लो. You never know. That will be an amazing story. Television to film, straight into cricket and playing for the IPL. Maybe India selection at 35.
and then a biopic.
Praveen Tambe made his debut at 42. You never know. Sushant could be coming there very soon. Then when you pick up a film like this, Neeraj, are you? Is there a lot of research? Obviously, you're telling me that it's your interpretation of what the story is. Is there a lot of research that goes in, which is different from just the cricket? Are you trying to form your own story? And when you're writing this down, what were you using? Were you using the real life stories that you knew about it and then forming your own love story in your head as well?
No. There was no drastic fictional elements thrown in just for the sake of censorship.
So more or less on the same path.
Yeah. More or less, I would say about 90-95% there.
Oh, okay.
Okay, that accurate, and that's the reason we went to actual locations. We shot, recreated. It's more like a recreation than anything else. I feel, in our opinion, the fact that MS was very, very open about his life.
Yeah.
He was willing to share. He was willing to share what was running in his head when he was making those decisions that he was making, which defines him today. And then putting it together on script again. After the meetings with MS, we had a team of 3 researchers on the film. We're collating all this data together. And that's where the true essence of this film lies. There's so much data and so much to say.
Yeah.
And to cull a 3-hour
And
film
so
out
much
of
that people already know.
And so much
And आप Google और Wikipedia तो पूरा पढ़ के गए होंगे.
Exactly.
अरे ये तो था ही नहीं पिक्चर में, ये तो गलत है ऐसे.
And there'll be different versions to that also. I mean, there's so many versions floating around that Sakshi and MS were in school together.
Yeah.
Fantastic. We'll find out now.
Actually, MS in school was very different. He wasn't so much into school. From whatever little videos that I've seen, a love for bikes. In your life, you're more a lover of cars, aren't you?
I have a bike. I've recently bought a very fancy bike.
Yes, actually, you know what I like about you is that you are living your good life now. ये बहुत सारे actors मैं बोलता हूँ यार ये इतना अच्छा टाइम जो तुम्हारा चल गया है हम जो अंगूठियाँ पहनते हैं अच्छे टाइम को लाने के लिए तुम्हारा आ चुका है यू आर लिविंग योर लाइफ एंड आई लाइक दैट
ऐसा मैं यही बात पहले भी बोल रहा था कि अगर आप मुझे दोगे अगर मुझे मिलता है तो मैं बहुत ही खुशी रख लूँगा
अच्छा।
लेकिन अभी से कुछ साल पहले जब मैं थिएटर कर रहा था और वर्सोवा में 8 लोगों के साथ एक रूम में रहता था तो भी मुझे बहुत मजा आता था अब मैं बैंड्रा में रहता हूँ और मैं बाइक चलाता हूँ
सर इसकी स्टोरी अभी रेडी है सर इट्स रेडी टू बी रिटन
It's his ambition to star in his own biopic. So we'll have to bear that.
Actually that's awesome because you won't even age that much in 4 or 5 years already कहानी बना सकेंगे तुम्हारी
खुद ही एक्टिंग भी कर लूँगा
Honey, the casting of the girls only will be a little bit that time. But Disha, you come in and you see this big setup there. Did Neeraj sir, he's not a scary type of person, but with
He'll
his...
scare you sometimes.
He can?
No, he doesn't say anything. He's so quiet, but you just feel it.
You feel it, the intimidating persona.
Because he's so correct. He's
Yeah.
always so correct, so you have to be so prepared when you come on set. This is the thing I have to do, okay.
So do you spend the night revising the lines over and over and over again? Or she's bad with lines, is she?
No, I mean, the first reading that she did, she was almost there. I mean, you needed to nudge her in there. And she turned up on the set and did the same thing. So, I mean, obviously, the level of preparation was there.
Now, everyone seems to have asked you millions of questions about the stories that you would know about MS Dhoni. But I'm going to ask you about this. So, when you first saw Dhoni, I asked you, Sushant, what was the color of Dhoni's hair when he had long hair when he was playing against cricket? Against Pakistan when he scored that 100. What was the color of his hair?
He used to call it Mehndi color.
It was only Mehndi or it was a different color? It was orangish, it was auburn.
It looked a mix of magenta.
Like my hair right now.
No,
People-
much.
They would call me Mehdi Hassan with this hairstyle of mine. Okay, so your recollection of MS Dhoni, have you seen a lot of him off late? After the film, obviously, I'm assuming.
Before also I've seen him.
Be-
I remember him when he used to play, he had long hair and he used to just hit the ball like, you know.
I don't know how he used to hit the ball actually at one time. You know, we used to just see him just smashing
Yeah,
the ball.
he's
everywhere.
just hitting the
Yeah,
ball.
it was like that only. Hal jota hai jaise
Yeah,
ki.
and you said Dhoni ne maar de, so I remember that.
Okay, so MS Dhoni is the keeper of the team. I mean, as we all know also. I'm going to ask you this: true or false? Has he ever bowled for India?
Yes.
Oh, is that a trick? Yes or no? I mean, you just
Yes,
figured.
yes, yes.
Yes, she's right. He has bowled for India. Of course, he hasn't taken a wicket as yet. Well done there.
Thank you.
What is Dhoni's waist size?
He has an ODI.
Waist size?
Yes, well, Dhoni's waist size. He's a wicket keeper. You know, he puts all those things in there. The chicks would know, right? Dhoni's you've done so much research. Aapke body measurements banaye gaye.
36.
36. Isn't that too big for Dhoni's waist?
That's what he said.
36 is his waist.
He uses 36 dirhams, but then he would because his
Taper it, yeah.
quads
Are
and his
so big.
hamstrings are so huge that he
So
uses,
huge?
Yeah.
See, they actually know the answer. His waist is actually, he wears 36.
So 36 jeans, but then he again tapers the waist.
Wow. Mahendra Singh Dhoni's quads are like Sanat Jayasuriya's forearms. Huge ones. Okay, Neeraj Pandey sir, आपने जब अपनी extensive research की, now I'm going to ask you to be fair. Which part of Dhoni's life do you know the most? And leave the cricket aside.
The personal bit.
The personal bit. How many bikes does he have?
Around 42 on last count.
We can't win there, can we? They've also done their entire research. When did Dhoni have the tomahawk hairstyle? Don't look at it, Sushant, every time. It's okay. It's okay when I don't know. It was one of the matches where I saw him in that. But yeah, so Dhoni actually has been a bit of a fashion icon as well. You know, it's not like he actually changed that when he came in on board. Now Virat Kohli, of course. I like the fact that these new cricketers really look like fashion icons. Was that also a nice thing for you cinematically also, because he had all these changing styles and all that, you know, that you could play around so much with it?
Yeah, it was very critical, and actually that was also a huge aspect of his personality. Coming from a place where he was coming into the Indian team,
Yeah.
I know there were lots of sniggers when he walked in. There were a couple of selection processes in which
Actually,
people-
sir, I'll be honest. I said, "Ye kaun hai yaar?" We all
ये
asked
है
this.
फिल्म में।
ये अच्छा।
ये फिल्म है कि इसको तो हीरो बनना चाहिए था। ये बाल कटा के इसको बाल कटा के
And
आना
वो
चाहिए।
कैसे चल के आ रहा था, मुझे लग रहा है जैसे कि किसी को मारने वाला है यार ये।
Right, clobbering.
Yeah, and he did clobber the bowling.
He
at
did
that
clobber.
time, yeah.
Yeah.
So it gave you a lot of liberty to play around with. But you know, Sushant as a person, he looks very reserved at times. Only on screen he explodes. So the interaction between you and him, when did you realize that, you know, this boy is really something that the world expects him to be, and they already think that he has that in him? You know,
I
and he's
was
going
not
to
thinking
explode.
of those lines. My first, if I can use the word assessment of him, was that whether he's right for the character or not. And after having met MS for once or twice before I met Sushant, I was in a pretty comfortable zone when I spoke to him. I mean, functioning basically out of intuition, nothing else. That yes, he's added to the fact that when he spoke that yes, he belonged from that part of the country as well. I mean, it's Bihar again. MS was born in Bihar, now Jharkhand,
Yeah.
of course. He belongs to that part of the country as well. So, I mean, you naturally, he fitted the dialect, the accent belt, the lifestyle that we are talking about. I mean, I knew that there won't be too much of an effort on his part to connect to that world.
But did he surprise you after his performance? Did you think that he
I won't use the word surprise exactly. I mean, there was no effort for him to sort of dazzle me or impress me upon that. I think we'd crossed the bridge quite earlier when we were doing the readings and we were trying. But while we were doing the readings, I had the clear-cut sense that, you know, we can take him to another level, or he can push himself to another level. And that goes for all the three of them, actually.
The VFX look good, yeah. You know, we've got better in the last 2-3 years I've seen, and it looks fantastic. Even when he's playing a young boy, with that as a director, do you always think about that? You know, I shouldn't hear any sniggers in the audience when my VFX is happening.
You won't be able to please anyone still. Let me tell you this.
Budgetary limitations, I understand.
No, there will be a few people who will not be satisfied. कि हाँ ये क्या हुआ, कैसे हुआ, and all that. The important fact is that for that duration of the film, you are not distracted by the quality of VFX that you are indulging in. It holds the story together. And if you manage to do that, that I believe is a fair yardstick for success in that regard.
And I think it's worked also. Did you surprise yourself? कि इतना अच्छा काम कर दिया तुमने? नहीं?
Yeah, actually yes.
He said that actually.
And I told him, I met him very recently because I was not watching the monitor when I was shooting for it.
Obviously, yeah.
And the moment sir used to say, okay, that was the next day. But right now when I was dubbing for the film, I was just, and normally it doesn't appear, I don't come across as someone like that, but I'm a big cynic when it comes to my work. अरे इसको ऐसे सोचता, ये करता, वो करता. But this time I was just looking at myself and smiling. So thank you so much.
No, he said this also while in front of the. He was discussing a sequence or something, and he couldn't just stop and say, "Sir, मैंने बहुत अच्छा कहा."
नहीं तुमने वाकई बहुत अच्छा काम किया सुशांत ये पूरी दुनिया का रियाज है तुम लालू वेल डन यार भाई बहुत अच्छा काम किया बट यू नो आई हैव टू से लाइक आई सेड सुपर एक्साइटमेंट
Thank you.
और सर हम लोग को भी थोड़ी नर्वसनेस हो रही है क्योंकि पिक्चर देखने के बाद हम लोग को बाय मिस्टेक कुछ बोलना पड़ता पिक्चर वाले में तो मैं जैसे कि भगवान को बोलते ना अगर पहले से ही माफी मांग रहा हूं अगर बाय मिस्टेक मुझे कुछ ऐसा बोलना पड़े लेकिन मुझे लगता है कोई गुंजाइश नहीं होगी
अपना काम करें और पूरी ईमानदारी से करें
बिल्कुल
That's
सर
what's expected.
एंड आई टोटली एक्सपेक्ट दैट दिस फिल्म इज गोइंग टू बी अ ब्लॉकबस्टर
Thank you so much.
Like I said, if it's even half good, I say it right now, it is going to break every single record in India at the box office. If it's very good, then the sky is the limit. Till the next time, guys, thank you so much for joining me.
Thanks for having me.
And I look forward to seeing you all and practice your cricket, and then you can comment about him.